Hi everybody, I'm Bill Campbell and welcome once again to Chicago. And today we're going to talk about dreams, a legacy dream of a Chicago journalist of huge proportions, and a dream that a Chicago area woman had that she has brought to life that is just pretty incredible. And we're going to talk with her first. Her name is Kendra Kett. And Kendra, welcome to Chicagoing.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy to be here.
It's awesome to have you here. You are about to launch a line of products that speaks to women in a very unique and special way. And you know, one of the things that we've done on Chicagoing over the years is really to look at folks in the Chicago area that have done things that a lot of people might say, oh, I'd love to do that, but I'll never do it. Mm-hmm. You said, I want to do that, and you have done it.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about The Pinwheel Girl Takes Flight, which is the name of your book, and how it took off.
How it took off. Well, really, it started from my own experience, some tough times, going through some despair and confusion, a lot of questioning my past choices, and I wanted to write about and draw what I was experiencing. So I came up with the metaphor of spinning in a circle because I felt really, really stuck. And the pinwheel kind of came to me, and I had also been writing about how I was just spinning in a circle going nowhere. And when I realized that I was going nowhere, it really was a severe statement to make about my life. So I drew a pinwheel, and I decided that, you know, in contemplation, I had to figure out how to get it off the stick. I had to get unstuck.
Wow.
So I drew the pinwheel getting off, and when that happens, the little pinwheel is no longer nailed to something, so it opens up and it unfolds. And I gave the flaps, I morphed it.
The flaps of the pinwheel morphed into
a woman.
Wow.
And she had arms and legs. And naturally then, it's no longer stuck to a stick, and the wind took it off, and it went on some adventures and experiences. And when it landed, I realized that the little legs and arms were in poses, and they were communicating what I now call messages from the wind.
The 7 messages, the 7 stages.
Exactly. And those messages from the wind, I feel, are really metaphors for the inner voice that we sometimes forget to listen to, or that we've actually abandoned. And so for me, the book was about really coming home to myself, and it's now a message of empowerment for women that you can find what you have lost.
Did you ever think that you would be an author, that you would be launching a line of products that would give people, particularly women, a vehicle for finding a freedom that you may not even yourself known existed?
You know, I really did know that for a long time when I was a child. When I was 2, I can remember always having pencils and crayons and paints and being a writer, you know, even as early as 2. So I kind of have always known that I was an artist and a writer, but I got detoured. And I followed some scripts and rules and cultural norms and standards and lost my way. So I kind of knew, but I didn't. And going through my own midlife transition and my own experiences of despair and loneliness and ache, the Pinwheel Girl came out, and I think it was really just meant to be at this time.
So you're looking at those painful experiences perhaps as really great catalysts in retrospect.
Absolutely.
And now you're sharing. What has been the response to people who have seen your product? What are they saying? What kind of feedback are you getting?
I have shared it with focus groups of women, and I think that they recognize themselves in various stages. There's been a lot of emotional responses that I think touch a part of them, and I feel, you know, my hope is that women will find a piece of themselves that they've forgotten.
Well, I'd like to talk about the 7 stages and some more about the evolution of the Pinwheel Girl when Chicagoing continues right after these messages. Don't go away. Welcome back to Chicago, and today we're talking with Kendra Kett and talking about The Pinwheel Girl Takes Flight, her new book that's being launched next month in July. It's taking off, it's taking flight. But you've also created a great process for women to look at change in their life and to look at things that are going, that you evolved. Tell us about the 7 stages.
Well, the first 3 stages are really about survival. The first stage is about the loneliness and the despair, sort of the confusion, facing your past choices, and it's a dark time. You just sort of really have to get through it, embrace yourself, and have faith and hope that answers will come. In the second stage, it's a little bit about untangling and coming to terms and grips with what you have decided in the past and where you are now, and getting a little bold and pointing things out.
So you're feeling a little bit more comfortable.
A little bit
in
more
your own skin.
comfortable. Yeah, exactly. And in the third stage, you're really getting maybe not so bold, but a little more comfortable that, yeah, I'm going to make it, I'm going to be okay, but you're still sort of surviving on hope rather than on actual action. And there's a little bit more repose, a little bit more observation than maybe anger and despair. So the first three stages are really about survival. And in my experience with the 7 stages that emerged as I was drawing the Pinwheel Girl, the 4th and 5th stage are really a lot of fun. You begin to expand.
So you've been in the serious stuff, you're looking at all the gunk, and you're saying, okay, this is what it is, and now it's time to take action and move beyond.
Right. In the 4th stage, you begin to expand, and you begin to feel a new energy that allows you to see the unseen that you have missed along the way, that got you into a place where you were stuck on the stick, so to speak. And with the expansion, you then begin to you begin to ascend into the 5th stage. And this is where I found I was reunited with myself, and I had an immense joy of recognition.
Meeting yourself all over again.
Absolutely. Wow. And it's really a breathtaking stage where you know, you just recognize who you once were, and you realize that you can get all of that back and live the life that you were meant to live and be who you were meant to be. And so then in the 6th stage, you realize, though, you know, you have to come back down, because what goes up comes down, and you have to...
Life is like a sine wave. Yeah. It's not all up there.
Right. Yeah. And you can't sort of always live in the dreamland of your self-glory. And so you have to re-enter the world and integrate with other people. And that's kind of tough, because once you've changed and become new again, some people are going to resist that. So in the 6th stage, the Pinwheel Girl really, really encourages you to dare to see what you see and hear what you hear, and stand it.
Right. So to allow it to be.
Allow it to be. In the 7th stage, then, you really get your biggest gift of all by going through all of this transition and transformation, and that's the gift of serenity and grace and redemption.
Wow. Wow. Powerfully graphic, a way that folks can really grasp and get. Now, you've got something coming up, Living and Giving. Tell us a little bit about that, would you?
I'll be launching the book and a line of products at the Merchandise Mart at the Living and Giving Show, July 19th to the 22nd.
Wow. Wow, wow. And Kendra, folks who want to find out more about the Pinwheel Girls can go to
my website, which is www.pinwheelgirls.com.
Pinwheelgirls.com. Now, some of the products that you've developed, tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Well, I did develop a magnet as a really easy reminder that the Pinwheel Girl is always accessible to you, which is a reminder that your inner voice is always available.
Keep that right there on the refrigerator. And
exactly.
You've got journals.
We have journals, tote bags. There's going to be silk scarves and T-shirts and keepsake boxes and a whole line of products to keep the Pinwheel Girl close to you.
Wow. Well, listen, thank you for being on the show today, Kendra,
and
letting people see that dreams can actually come true when you have a dream.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me.
Best wishes to you.
Thanks.
We're going to be talking with legendary Chicago columnist Irv Kupcinet's grandson about the Purple Heart Cruise 2008 when Chicagoan continues right after this.